Hello guys! For years I had this feeling that Russia is broken, that there is something inherently wrong with their society. But now we can also say that Russia is broke, and all because of the super effective Putin's war economy, and second, recent US sanctions imposed on Moscow Exchange Group and a number of other companies closely connected to finance, including Gazprom Invest. And what is even more beautiful, all of these sanctions were imposed on the 12th of June, which is the day of Russia, the day of all crazy, evil, and dark. I remember when I was really small and the USSR was collapsing, or early in the 90s, it was really difficult to get dollars, and $1 would be a really good present for a birthday. And right now, it is the same in Russia, because you have to pay sometimes 200 rubles to get just $1. So let me tell you more about these beautiful changes within the dying Russian Empire from an ordinary Ukrainian perspective. My name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda and fake news. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. Russia is constantly looking for loopholes where it actually can continue trade with foreign partners. It uses various third countries that unfortunately facilitate Russia in its exchange operations, but not anymore. Seeing these problems, the US government decided to impose new sanctions that included Moscow Exchange Group, which is the greatest exchange party within Russia. And this led to tragic consequences, and if these were not Russians, all the other citizens of more or less, at least a little bit democratic countries would have been on the streets protesting like crazy. But they are broken and broke. So, because of this decision that Russia cannot continue trading with the currency, it decided to stop this trade in general. And at this moment, all foreign currency operations are frozen, are banned, which of course does not mean that all the dollar-euro operations stopped, but they have moved into this gray zone where actually banks and big companies cannot cooperate via exchange with each other, but they have to do it directly, and this caused lots of various troubles. And of course, the main thing, there is a huge wave of panic among people, and there are queues to exchanges, and people are trying to understand what will happen to their deposits and things like that. Well, obvious, nothing good will happen to you, your deposits, your money, your family, if you are living in modern day Russia. So there are two ways, either to escape, but that's not a constructive way, or to shake and change something within, but somehow they don't like doing it. Anyway, exchanges are using this opportunity. It's always like that in Russia. They like selling things behind the counter. It was inherited from the Soviet era. And now you can buy literally $1 for, let's say, 125. This is a good price. But some people are eager to pay 200 rubles for just $1. And these people will persuade you that Russia is strong and invincible. Oh my God. So anyway, with this closed currency operations, nobody knows what to do, but you do know. You will subscribe to a channel if you're new, because this is the easiest way to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine and also to observe Russia defeated online. And actually, important things, they happen not only on the battlefield, but also inside of the Russian military machine that is dependent on Russian economy. We all know that Russian economy is dig and sell economy, and they only sell their own resources, and that is why problems and sanctions on Gazprom Invest is another very, very important thing that recently happened. And attention, I love this news. For the first time in 25 years, Gazprom reported 5 billion. I have been reading the Telegraph, so it's 5 billion pounds. But you can count, that is close to 5 billion euros and like more than 5 billion dollars. So Gazprom, which is extremely Kremlin oriented and Kremlin dependent company, they have lost selling gas, and people are ready to buy gas. Actually, this was one of the main instruments that Russia used to blackmail countries around the world. So they have lost during this year 5 billion pounds in the case of my article. But this does not change the size of the loss. Can you imagine the company that was a symbol of Russian wealth? Once again, this Russian wealth is rotten because it's not something creative, it's not something produced, it's not something developed. It is something stolen, either from people or from their own land, which they don't care about, and they create really awful things with their nature too, not only to Ukraine, but also to the nature. So anyway, I do remember one of my, well, actually one and only trip to Belarus. It was at the beginning of 2000s, and it was literally difficult to buy dollars there or to sell them. And I remember like that to exchange, I have exchanged dollars into Belarus rubles, and then I did not buy anything super good in Minsk because it was really difficult to find something. And I decided to exchange money back, and I got a refusal because they have said that like you are a foreign citizen, you are trading with currency, and it was like 15 bucks. I was like a teenager. For me that was a sum, but even with 15 bucks and a Ukrainian passport, you could not sell your rubles and buy dollars back. So this is actually, guys, insane, and something that you cannot even visualize to yourself, because you're lucky to come from, the majority of you are lucky to come from free countries where it's not a problem to buy a kind of currency that you want. And I do remember that in my childhood, 90s, they were very poor, and we had a number of monetary reforms. By the way, I can tell you more about that if you're interested. Always let me know in the comments. And I do remember it was very popular to give $1 or $2 as a birthday present, even for a grown-up child. And you will keep these dollars for good luck. I still have such dollars. So on this note, thank you so much for buying me coffees and becoming my patrons and sponsors of the channel. This helps me film more and write more. I always say write more because you make me feel more responsible in the continuation of the book I'm working on right now. And today I was in a very beautiful bookstore in Kyiv, and I will share more on my Instagram, so you can find the page link in the description of this video and join me there. Also, I am on X and Threads, and we have a beautiful Discord community and a really good merch shop with lots of items that work well as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine. Thank you once again for all the support that we feel on a daily basis, and united we stand. Slava Ukraini!